Getting all around my room, my world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors Dynasty here on College Football 25, and we enter the most important episode maybe of the entire series. I know saying that right after a national championship game is kind of crazy, but this is the most important episode of the entire series because we are letting go of so many seniors that have been the main reason why we were able to play in a national championship game in just the last episode. So we are going to be saying goodbye to a lot of very talented starters on this team, but we are also bringing in a very, very fun and talented class in this year's recruiting. So I'm very excited about this episode. It's going to be really, really fun. It is year number 2 off season. Let's get into it. If you go to enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Let's get this started. Here we are at the end of the season recap. The season did not go the way that we wanted it to go. It didn't end with us having a championship. We ran into Penn State, and they beat us. We finished 14-2 on the year, played in a national championship, but could not get the job done. Penn State takes the title, and we lose. We can't fall one game short of a championship, but it's only year number 2. In theory, it's only up from here. So we won the Rose Bowl, we won the Fiesta Bowl, and most importantly, we won the Mountain West Conference, which means we are leaving the conference and are going to greener pastures. Now, I have been debating whether or not to bring back the Pac-12. Right now, the Pac-12 is 2 teams, Oregon State and Washington State. We could revive the Pac-12. That could be a fun little storyline to have in Hawaii Dynasty. Or the only other option that we would go to right now is the Big 12. Those are the 2 real possibilities for conferences that we would go to. I haven't fully decided where I want to go yet, but I'm leaning a little bit towards reviving the Pac-12 because I think that could be fun. The only thing I think we have to take a look at is All-Americans. I don't think we've seen that just yet. So, or maybe we have. I don't remember. Well, we'll do it again just to make sure. Cam Barfield makes All-American first team, national first team. But that is the only Hawaii player to make first team. Second team, we don't get anybody. And then freshman, we don't even get Matthias Felix in the national? Okay, whatever. Let's go to the Mountain West and see what we got. So we've got first team is Cam Barfield and Landon Sims. Then we've got Peter Manuma on defense. That's it for first team in the MAC or the Mountain West. And then the second team is Tariq Jones, Deion Washington, Jalen Smith, Fabian Ross, Elijah Palmer. There we go. That's more like it. Freshman, we have Lewis Burr, who I don't even know if he played at all. He might have. Maybe somebody got injured. And then Matthew Sherrills, who did play. He played some big moments, too. Preseason first team, we had Landon Sims and Ashlock on the first team. And then preseason second team, we didn't have... Oh, we had the D-tackle, who I never know how to pronounce his name, Jalen Smith and Peter Manuma. All right, did we get preseason first team nationally last year? Or at the beginning of the season, I guess? No, we didn't have any preseason first or second team All-Americans in the national eyes. But we probably will this year, this upcoming third season. So I think it's time... I think it is time to move on to the whatchamacallit, to the off season. Obviously, we're not moving anywhere. Ooh, Auburn's head coach James Toomer. So does that mean it's... Oh, what's the real life Auburn head coach's name? It's not Gus Malzahn. That's not him anymore. I forget who Auburn's head coach is nowadays, but he went to the NFL. Then you've got Ole Miss's head coach going to the NFL. You've got Notre Dame's head coach going to the NFL. Okay, I don't think that's going to happen, but whatever. Who else went to the NFL and head coaches? Those guys. That's it. That's everybody that went to the NFL as a head coach. That's kind of funny. Or I don't know if they're going to be head coaches in the NFL. They're head coaches in college that went to the NFL. But we're going to move on to the next part of the off season. Oh, I don't want to see all these names leave. I just don't want to see it. We get Emmett Saylor, 3-star D-tackle from Johnson City, Tennessee. to add to the recruiting class. But at this point, we're pretty much done in recruiting unless the portal has some very enticing players. And here is the saddest part of the video. Players leaving. No transfers, which is huge. Oh, but it's everybody. All of our seniors, all of the guys that we've come to know and love. Landon Sims, we have somehow made him a projected 4th round draft pick. That makes me so happy. I'm so happy for Landon Sims. So happy. Good for him. All right, let's go position by, quarterback first. No quarterbacks are graduating or leaving. Running backs, we are losing Landon Sims, Tylan Hines, and Christian Vaughn. Christian Vaughn played a little bit, not a lot. We know about Tylan Hines. He played somewhat, and then Landon Sims obviously was a stud. Wide receivers, we're losing Nick Senecal to the graduation, and we're losing DeKel Crowdis, but he never really got on the field. Senecal's going to be a big one. He was a safety valve for me sometimes. No tight ends. Left tackle, we're losing DeCambra, who was I think he was a starter for us for both of these seasons. He was a pretty good player. No left guards, no centers. We're losing Deshaun Sampson at right guard, and then we're losing Silas Edmonds and James Miloval. I don't know how to say his name. He's gone, though, to graduation at right tackle. And here is the sad part. We are losing Tariq Jones, Bob Kidd, and Jackie Johnson III. These two guys, well, Kidd played a little bit, but Jackie Johnson never saw the field. But Tariq Jones was a stud, and he's gone. We are losing at D-tackle both of our stud D-tackles, including my personal favorite, Deion Washington. I'm so sad he's leaving. He was a stud. Even this dude was a stud, too. Both of these guys, I mean, they were a great 1-2 punch, but they're both now graduating. I'm hoping maybe a team takes a chance on them. I doubt it, though. No right ends. We do lose Lafeli, Warren Lafeli, or Lafeli. I don't know how to say that. Whatever, it doesn't matter. He's a senior. He's graduating left outside linebacker. No middle linebackers, and then Jalen Smith graduating as well. Sad to see him go. Dyson McCutcheon, who I think was a transfer portal player last year, he's graduating. And then Devin Lemire is gone as well at free safety. We lose Peter Manuma at strong safety. Another one that hits the heart, man. Peter Manuma is a great player. No kicker, no punter. Some sad players to see leave. I'm very, 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 very sad. I might cry. I mean, we lose. I'm just glad that we didn't lose Cam Barfield to the draft early. That makes me happy. Zach Klaus, another 3-star defensive end from St. Clairsville, Ohio, has committed. Mitchell Madden from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, has committed, the 3-star corner. I mean, we're just racking up the recruits at this point. Our class is going to be stacked. Draft results, did he actually go 4th round? He did. Landon Sims gets picked up in the 4th round by some team. What team do we think would pick up Landon Sims in the 4th round? I don't know. Maybe the Patriots? Probably. I don't know. We could take a look around the college football landscape, see who kind of went in the draft. Some of the big name teams. Alabama had Jam Miller, Parker Brailsford, a lot of guys that we played against this past episode, or this past playoffs, all get taken in the draft. Who are some other big name teams? Auburn has nobody go in the draft this year. Baylor, nobody. Boise, nobody, because obviously year one had Ashton Genty. What about Clemson? Clemson's got a couple. Cade Klubnik, who I think won the Heisman this year. He goes in the 1st round. What about Colorado? Dallin Hayden, former Buckeye, gets drafted in the 3rd round. Florida has a couple of guys. Shamar James. Shamar James. Florida State has a few guys go. Georgia has a lot of guys go. Oscar Delp, who's going to be another one of those terrific tight ends. Trevor Etienne's gone. I'm glad some of these guys are gone. I don't have to play them anymore. Hawaii, we obviously know that our guy Landon Sims got taken. Iowa has a couple of guys go. Kansas has one guy go. Kansas State's DJ Giddens goes. Okay. What about Kentucky? Kentucky's got a few guys. Obviously, LSU's going to have some guys, including Mason Taylor, great player. Harold Perkins Jr. is going to be a freak. Top 5 pick, probably. Miami's got some guys going. They've got guys going. Michigan State's got Jack Vellin. That makes sense. Navy? Oh, a couple Navy players get taken. A fullback and a corner. Love to see it. The military men. What about North Kakalaki? Marcus Allen, okay. Notre Dame's obviously going to have a bunch of studs go into the draft because they're a great program. Jeremiah Love, he's a good player. Sonny Styles, Davison Igbinosun, Kojo Antwi, CJ Hicks, Gabe Powers. Some Buckeyes getting drafted. Oklahoma State, Ole Miss, Oregon. Oregon's got a couple of guys. Jordan James, Josh Connerly Jr. And here is the defending national champions. They lose their quarterback, their running back, Abdul Carter, who I can't believe came back for this year. They lose Katron Allen, Zane Durant, Kobe King. This team, I mean, they went all in for a championship this year, and they got it. They beat us. But they're losing so many talented players. Who knows if they'll get back next year. It's going to be very interesting to see. SMU has a player go. Stanford has a player go. Syracuse has a couple. TCU's got a couple. Tennessee's got one. Tejas, Quinn Ewers is headed to the NFL draft. Probably number 1 overall pick, depending on how he played. There's some guys in here in Texas going. Texas A&M got a lot of guys going as well, including the running back that beat Cam Barfield for best running back, Reuben Owens. This is the number 1 team in the country. We beat them. We beat this team, and now they're losing a lot of their good players. Will they be back? I don't know. UCF has a player go. UCLA's got a couple of players. USC's got a couple of players, including Miller Moss, is headed to the NFL draft. Vandy's got nobody. Virginia's got a player. Washington's got a couple. All right. So those are kind of some of the big names that have left college football for the NFL. And here is transfer portal opening. I mean, this class is out of control. This is a great, great class. We just keep adding players. Keep bumping them up a little bit here. Klaus got added. Khalil got added. Saylor got added. And then Mitchell Madden. All these guys are probably going to commit as well. But what does the transfer portal have in our sights? Is there anybody 5-star that wants to come here? No 5-stars want to be on. Well, there's only one 5-star in the portal. He doesn't want to even attempt to come here because we don't have pro potential. Oh, you got to be kidding me. You just Landon Sims just got drafted. What are you talking about? No pro potential. That's disrespectful. This guy has just completely locked us out. So Nico, that would have been fun. Nico's transferring. I wonder where he's going to go. He's leaving Tennessee. Looks like he could go to USC, but he doesn't want to play for Hawaii. How do you not want to come to Hawaii? That's just disrespectful. It looks like no top players want to play at the University of Hawaii. That's okay. We do have a couple of guys that are top of our board. We've got a transfer junior tight end in Blake Gunter, which he's going to be a senior when he comes in here. Then we've got Mo Amanodi. I don't know how to say his name, but he's here. I might want to put him on the list because he's a D tackle. That could be very, very useful. JJ Cody transfers from San Jose State, and he wants to come play in Hawaii. Do we want him? Probably not. Joe Strickland is a transfer junior left end. I'll put him on there just to see what he's all about because we got 750 hours, so we can scout people. Zachary Chapman, probably the same kind of deal. I got to take some guys off this board. Who do we not need? I mean, we don't really need Devin Ricks, but I'm going to keep him on here just in case. Let's see. Alex Rome, I could pretty much give this dude to Texas. So we're just going to take him off the board. We don't need him. Brian Christmas, we're going to get him on the team. So I can add one more player from the transfer portal to the squad. And it's probably going to be... Oh, these are recommended guys? I want any state. Give me the top guys. All right. It could probably be Zachary Chapman. Moses Robinson Tyson is a transfer freshman from Purdue. Purdue's losing a lot of players. Jashard Presley from UCF. Zachary Henning. Who do I want to try to add to the team? I'm kind of interested in this transfer freshman Moses Robinson Tyson, so I'll add him to the board. Okay, so now we can go in and we can kind of fully scout these guys, see if we actually want them. So Mo looks pretty good. 84 block shed. I mean, he's going to be a senior when he comes in, so it makes sense. 88 strength, 85 tackling, 86 pursuit. He could be something for us. Joe Strickland, only 74 speed, 85 hit power, 82 excel. Joe doesn't look as good as I was hoping he might. And then Moses Robinson Tyson. Moses looks pretty solid. I'll offer Moses a scholarship. But Joe Strickland, I think I might take off the board. He doesn't look as good as I was hoping. And then Mo. 84 block shed. I mean, he might be a nice little addition. I'll put him on the list. And then we'll go and add one more transfer guy. Who's going to be this transfer guy? We could go for... Oh, I don't know. Somebody else. Let's see. We need to go for... Maybe it's that Zachary Henning dude, the center, the transfer center. We don't really need wide receiver anymore. There's another transfer freshman right guard. Maybe we just go fully heavy on the right guards and just try to bring in a good offensive line class. 92 lead block. Ooh. 92 lead block from Edadamale Ajani. Why do I always go for the guys I can't pronounce? Georgia State's going heavy on him, but we can certainly get in this battle. We can certainly get in the battle for this dude, Ajani. Absolutely. And I'll take these points off because I switch it to the 25. Makes more sense. Oh, I can't. Okay. Doesn't make sense, I guess. I can't do math, apparently. All right, so we'll go in on him. We'll go in on... Oh, we're trying to steal 2 guards from Georgia State. That's kind of wild, actually. That's kind of wild. And then we'll go all in. I mean, we have all the hours we need, so we might as well. There we go. We'll go all in on these 3 guys. I'll put some extra hours on Ricks, I guess. We'll get him in on a week 1 visit. We'll do coach prestige for him. He should commit. Vanderose, we'll schedule him on a week 2 visit. We'll get him on championship contender. We'll put 25 on him. And then Brian Christmas, we'll get him on a week 1 visit. We'll schedule him for coach prestige. And we'll get him on 25 hours. All these guys should pretty much commit. And that's going to be our class at the end of the day. We're going to bring in a heavy class. And it's going to be pretty fun. It's going to be pretty darn fun. Okay, so we are number 1. We passed Georgia State on both of these guys. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. We'll see if we actually end up getting them. All right, so we're looking good on Christmas, Vanderose, Devin Ricks. Yeah, we're going to get all these guys. We're going to get all of them. Although I will put a couple extra hours on Ricks because it looks like they might try to come after me a little bit here. We don't need Devin Ricks, but I don't want anybody else to have him. It's kind of a dilemma. I don't want anybody else to have him. So we will put the extra 5 on him. Okay, we should be able to fight off Appalachian State. Let's keep moving, see what kind of commitments we are able to snag here in week number 2. Probably everybody, but you never know. We do get Devin Ricks, the 3-star quarterback from Belmont, North Carolina. He commits, and we're first on everybody else. So we should be able to get all those guys no sweat. Let's see. Can I see where Nico went? I'm kind of curious about that. Where did Nico end up transferring to? He is going to go to Oregon most likely. Wow, Oregon's going to get Nico. That's kind of crazy, actually. And this 5-star is probably going to end up in Notre Dame. I kind of wanted Nico, but he didn't. He wasn't interested in us. There's nothing I can do about it. I can't offer a guy that's not interested. We go to the final week of recruiting. We get Diego Vanderose, the 3-star running back. We get Mo, the transfer D tackle, and we get Moses Robinson Tyson, the right guard. We get everybody. We get everybody that we wanted, and we have a full class. That's 35 people we just brought in. 35 recruits and commitments. We have a hefty class this year. So next year we might not need to go as heavy. We might just need to go maybe specifically some 5-star guys. We are bringing in the number 1 player at quarterback, the number 2 player in the country in Leo Van Dyke. So I'm super stoked about that. We have an unbelievable class. 35 commitments. Maybe that's a little over aggressive. Maybe we didn't need 35 guys. We also get our 35th guy in Brian Christmas. So the kicker has committed to the school. I don't think we needed a kicker, but we're probably going to need a kicker soon. So it's good to have him on campus, I guess. And now it's time for National Signing Day. We already know the We already know the dev traits of a lot of these guys. Elite dev for Leo Van Dijk. I'm so stoked to have this dude. He's only 89 speed, but I'm very stoked to have him. Very, very stoked. So we already know the dev trait of all of these guys because we've taken a look at them before. Or have we? Let's just go through it again, just in case. Matthew Bliss has Impact. Van Dijk has Elite. Impact for Keelan Streeter. Very excited about this dude as well. Everett Chestnut, mainly because he got 91 speed. He could be a lot like Cam Barfield. Everett Chestnut has Normal. Impact for Ibrahim. Stephen Abbott has Impact. Star for Greg Bradbury. Caesar has Normal. Alani Yu has Impact. Star for Tobias Largent. Jason Loeffler has Impact. Cole Falk has Star. Connor Cross Normal. Siaki Tufeli has Impact. Anton Lashley has Normal. Matthew Loper Normal. Afa Masaga has Normal. Trent Choice Normal. Boyette Normal. Devon Coxey Normal. George Otis Impact. Impact for Clint Lanier. Taylor Bullet, or it's not Blue, it's Bullet, has Impact. Angel Raymond has Normal, but also has 88 speed, so he could be a pretty solid receiver, and he's 6'5". He could be a tight end, actually. Normal for Dylan Pelshak. Andres Khalil has Normal. Zach Klaus Normal, and he has Platinum Team Player. Gold winning time for Emmett Saylor with Normal. Impact for Mitchell Madden. Brian Christmas has Impact. That's huge. 88 kick power for him. Diego Vanderoos has Normal. Devon Ricks has Impact along with Platinum Road Dogg. Mo has Impact. Normal for Moses Robinson Tyson and Impact for Ajani. So we only get, one Elite? But that's okay because the one Elite is going to be an Elite player. That is for sure. Although I do want to see what our top class is. So our class finishes as the number 36 class in the country. 1 5-star, 1 4-star, 33 3-stars. 33 3-stars. Yeah, maybe we went a little overboard on the recruits this year. We might have to cut bait with a lot of those guys in the future, but we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Here is our roster. We will change some of the athletes now. Let's get to the athletes. So we have Stephen Abbott, but he's going to probably be a quarterback. Leo Van Dijk, obviously a quarterback. But what else can he play? I'm curious. So he's a 78 overall scrambler, but he's a 77 running back. Oh, baby, that's intriguing. He's 6'5". He's not a running back. He is clearly a quarterback, but that is very fun to think of him as a running back. We're going to make him a quarterback. That's the obvious choice. It's fun to think of him as a running back, but at 6'5", you cannot be a running back. You're not Derrick Henry. We have a lot of quarterbacks on this roster, though. That is for sure. And then including another one that we're about to add with Stephen Abbott. Although, no, he's a 64 running back, so he's going to have to be a quarterback. Stephen Abbott, he's now a quarterback. We are going to be cutting some of these quarterbacks, though, so don't worry. Who else do we have as an athlete? We have Keelan Streeter. He's a running back. Vander Rhodes is also probably a running back. Keelan Streeter, what do we got? We got fullback? Really? Really? Where's his running back numbers? Where is his running back numbers? Oh, he's a 68 running back. Really? A 68 at running? He's not going to be a fullback. He's 6'1", 188. But he could be a linebacker. That's kind of wild. I'm going to make him a running back, but what are his numbers defensively? Is he really that good as a running or as a defensive end? Like a linebacker? 94 jumping's crazy. He's got 63 tackle, 64 play rec, 45 block shed. Nah, he's not a defensive end. 79 pursuit, 65 man coverage. He could be a corner, I guess. Nah, he's a running back. He's a running back. Clear as day. It's fun to think of these guys as other players, but he's a running back. So elusive back. Oops, there we go. All right, Keelan Streeter now plays running back. We've got Zach Klaus, who they have him as a defensive end. That makes sense. He's 6'5", 280. So we'll put him at left end, since that's his highest position. We have Greg Bradbury. He is a D tackle. 6'2", 306. Yeah, probably a D tackle, I'd say. That's a big body. So we'll add him to the D tackle pool. And then we have one more, right? Yep, Diego Vanderoos, who we came in as a running back. But at 6'1", 175, They want him to play a little fullback. He's a 70 overall at fullback. I'm going to do that. We'll put Diego Vanderroos at fullback. That's kind of funny. I mean, he's a 90 speed fullback. That's hilarious. I think that could be really cool. We'll see what he does. We already have Barfield. We have Derek Boyd. And we have Streeter now. So, I mean, we're pretty good at running back. Pretty darn good at running back. Oh, here he is. Here he is. Leo Van Dyke. He's going to be the starter. He's going to start as a freshman. 92 throw power, 87 short accuracy. His deep accuracy is leaves a little bit to be desired. But if he can just get the ball to Matthias Felix and Matthew Bliss, who have 96 and 97 speed, he should be pretty fine. We have a lot of wide receivers too. Jermichael Bankston still here. Yeah, we're going to cut some of these guys probably. Probably going to have to cut these guys, unfortunately. We're going to have a lot of players on this roster. I think that's everybody that we need to change, right? Is there anybody that I want to switch to a different position? What was that one wide receiver that we just brought in that I said I might turn to a tight end? It was this guy. Yeah, Siaki. No, it wasn't Siaki. It was Angel Raymond. That's who it was. Angel Raymond, does he need to be a tight end? We have Tuaefa. He's been here for a little bit. And then DeJuan Walton was here for a while. Do we have anybody else that's really that good? I think having Angel Raymond at tight end would be really fun. So I'm going to switch him. He's 88 speed. He's 6'5". I'm going to switch him to a tight end. He's a higher overall at tight end, so it makes sense. We're going to switch Angel Raymond to tight end. He now becomes the third string tight end. That could be pretty fun. And he's got 88 speed. Who's going to keep up with an 88 speed tight end? He's 191, so he's very thin, very lean for a tight end. But we should be able to make it work. Because he's got that speed. Yeah, we're going to be cutting a lot of people, aren't we? We are going to be cutting a lot of people. Let's move on past National Signing Day and past the position changes. I'm so excited for Leo Van Dyke, man. I cannot wait. I am so going to get into the training or into the practice mode and just feel out how good he is and stuff. So here are our training boosts. We have Cam Barfield as our number one player on the team. That makes sense. He's a stud. Fabian Ross is back for his senior season. He's the second highest rated player, then Ashlock, then Elijah Palmer. These two guys right here, Fabian Ross and Elijah Palmer, have a chance to break Hawai'i defensive interception records. They very, very much do. So some of our quarterbacks, we don't get much upgrades on them. Some of these guys are going to get cut anyway. Barfield, we know, is pretty good. How did Felix do? Felix went up a little. He actually got up to 97 speed instead of 96 speed, so that's cool. Good for him. Fetu Mama goes up a little bit. Jermichael Bankston. Devon Austin I would have liked to see go up a little bit more, but that's okay. I mean, we've got Bliss and we've got Felix, who are going to be absolute studs. Tight end. All right, we're looking pretty good there. What about left tackle? We've got a junior left tackle. We probably need to go pretty heavily on offensive line, at least on tackles. Probably need to go pretty heavily on tackle. Yeah, our left tackle our right tackle is a 74 overall, and our left tackle is a 78. And they're both junior redshirt and senior redshirt. So next recruiting class, we need to go pretty heavy on tackles. Defensive ends, we're going to learn some of these guys' names. There's Ramon Funk, who we brought in last year. He could be pretty good. We might even start him because he's a lot faster. We might start. But Savea's got 91 awareness. That could really help out. Defensive end, we've got Shaquem Claiborne, who's a senior. He probably starts, but, I mean, that's quite the name, isn't it? We'll find somebody else. I mean, Nick Steed's got 87 speed. That's kind of wild, actually. I feel like we got to get him on the field at some point. I probably should have looked at him a little bit more. We could have made him like a linebacker. He would have been a freak. Jermichael Powell, and then we don't have the transfer, obviously, at D-tackle, but he'll be in here as well. Outside linebacker, Jason Bailey. We've got Tariq Tate and Tagaloa Lee, who will be linebackers. We'll probably just have Tariq Tate play because he played a lot of last year. And then we've got, don't forget about strong safety, Evan Johnson, who's going to play a lot of sub linebacker this year again. So Kai Shirley will probably play starting strong safety. Sherrills is coming back. He's a great player. Corner, I mean, we got the two studs along with Makana Meyer and then Lotu Lele, Antonio Wells. We got a lot of speed at corner, which I like. We need speed at corner. All right, training results are pretty good. Training, although I want to see what class is our kicker. So he's a sophomore, Jake Schoonmaker. Okay, so we bring in Christmas, which might have been a little unnecessary since we have Schoonmaker as a sophomore, but it is what it is. We have him now, just in case. We can always redshirt him, I guess. We move to encourage transfers. We're going to have to encourage a lot of transfers, aren't we? Yeah, we're at 101 over 85. So a lot of guys need to get sent packing, starting with quarterback. Duran Olubi, he was in that first recruiting class. He's going to be gone. Encourage him to transfer. Matthew Cotton, we're going to send you away as well. Dennis Dowsable, probably going to be gone. It's just how it has to happen. So you're going to be gone. So a lot of those first recruiting class quarterbacks are going to be gone. That's just how it is. As far as anybody else here, Leo Van Dyke's the starter. I feel like I can't cut Alonzo Barnett. He took us to the national championship. Now, he wasn't like the main reason why we were in the national championship, but he was the quarterback of that team. I can't cut him. The guy that makes the most sense is Sagapolatelli, because I don't want to cut Alejado. He's got a little bit of speed we could use. Although, I mean, Steven Abbott's got 90 speed, and Leo Van Dyke's got 89, so they're both faster than Mike Alejado. So maybe Micah is the odd man out, because we know that Sagapolatelli's got the throw power, so we can't really get rid of him. If we need a deep ball down the field, he's probably the guy to give it to us, because his although these accuracies are not seem to be very good. What the heck? Whatever. But the 90 throw power, although 92 for Leon Van Dyke, 95 for Devon Ricks. That's kind of wild. I didn't even notice that. Do we cut? I'll come back to the quarterbacks. We might cut one of them. I don't know for sure, though. I don't know for sure. All right, so running back, we're going to cut one of these guys. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be Davidson, Ladarius Davidson? It's probably going to be him. Yeah, it's going to be Ladarius Davidson. He's gone. At fullback, Vander Rose. Wide receiver, it's got to be Cal Goddell. He's gone. He's just too slow, really. Damon Brazil is probably gone. 88 speed's cool, but it's not... I mean, when we've got guys already coming in that are faster than you, it's not a good sign. So we're going to get rid of Brazil. We're going to get rid of Lance Snell probably as well. Snell as well. Yeah, he's gone. So we're a very experienced team. We've got Bankston, Austin, Perry, and Ashlock that are all seniors. And then we're super young the rest of the way out. It's kind of wild, actually. So we will keep the rest of these wide receivers, obviously, because we can't cut anybody else. Tight end, Hunter Hyman, excuse me. Hunter Hyman, he's gone. Bye-bye. And then Paul Macari, I remember bringing you in, but you probably have to go. Sorry about your luck, big dog. I'm going to keep both the senior tight ends. Left tackle, nobody. Left guard, nobody. Center, we could probably use with cutting at least one. Titus Bragg was in that first recruiting class. I'll probably keep him around. The obvious choice is KT Carter. He's the obvious choice to get cut. He's not as quick. He doesn't have the pass blocking consistency. His power is kind of low. His lead block's low. He's probably the obvious choice to get cut. Although Zach Sawyer's not great either at the lead block stuff, but it's going to be KT Carter. He's gone. Right guard, Nate Mauti. Do we want to bring you back? Do we want to keep you around? He's got 97 injury. That's pretty cool. He's pretty low on a lot of his different ratings. He probably has to get cut. I know we're losing a guy that has 97 injury, but he's got 84 speed, 76 strength. He's a very intriguing player. I'll keep him around just for now. We might come back to him just like the quarterback situation. I haven't fully decided yet. Left end, got a lot of youth on this team. Probably keep everybody here for now. Although Darrell Tyree probably is the odd man out now that I look at it. He's just so slow. Yeah, Jarrell Tari is gone. Then we've got all these D tackles have to stay. Gotta cut at least one or two of these guys, that's for sure. It's probably going to be Carlos Coffey. We're cutting a lot of that first recruiting class. And that's probably going to be the case in a couple of years when we cut this recruiting class that we just brought in. Because we had so many guys. So it's probably going to be Carlos Coffey. He's out of here. Aiden McComber. Were you a transfer? I don't remember. I don't think you were. You might have just been on the team. He's probably gone. I can't cut Nick Steed. That's 87 speed we'd be cutting. That's stupid to cut him. But Aiden McComber's gone. What about anybody up top here? Swede. All these guys are probably staying around. We only need 3 more guys to cut. Antoine Binns. I remember scouting him. He's got 90 speed. We're going to keep him around. That could be very playable. Very, very playable. Middle linebacker, Alex Trejo, I remember. Tyreek Tate, I remember, obviously, because he played a lot. I mean, we're bringing in a Bullet who has 90 speed and 88 excel as well. So Alex Trejo probably is the odd man out for this, although his awareness is not great, and Trejo's is pretty good. I hate having to make these decisions because I don't know who to cut. I shouldn't have went with such a heavy class. Let's see. Antonio Wells is probably the guy that I cut here, right? I mean, he's 88 speed, 85 excel. Literally everybody else on the team, he's the slowest guy on the team in terms of raw speed. So Antonio Wells is going to be gone. And then we have strong safety. We'll keep both these guys. Free safety, I mean, and then strong safety, keep both of them. We'll redshirt one of the kickers, probably Christmas. So we're back to 2 players left. It's going to be one of the quarterbacks, and it's going to be one of the defensive guys. So, who is it? Is it Mike Alahada? We already know that Alonzo Barnett's safe. We're not going to let him go after being the quarterback of a national championship appearing team. It's between these 2 guys, Sagapolatelli and Mike Alahada. They've both seen limited playtime. They've both had flashes of stardom, and they both had flashes of god-awful play. Mike Alahado is more of the runner, and Sagapolatelli is more of a thrower. So it's just pick your poison type. Oh, why is this such a difficult decision to make? Such a difficult decision. I mean, it's clear that Sagapolatelli is so much slower. I don't like guys that are sub 80 speed, really, or 85 speed even. So Sagapolatelli seems like the guy that we cut away. It seems like the obvious choice. Yeah, Sagapolatelli, I appreciate your services here, but you're going to have to go find a new school to attend because you're going to get cut. So Sagapolatelli's gone. One more guy that needs to get cut, and it will be somebody on the defensive side of the ball. It's probably going to be a middle linebacker or an outside linebacker. That's probably the choices that we have. It's not going to be Antoine Binns. We're going to keep him around because he's got 90 speed. It's probably going to be, I hate to say it, but it's probably going to be Alex Trejo. I guess it could be Jemai Otis. 78 speed, 78 strength, 88 excel. That's pretty good. But Alani Yo's right there faster than him. He's got 90 speed and 90 excel. His block shed's a 64. His finesse moves are a 79. Everybody else is severely lower, including Richard Castro. So maybe we should be looking at Richard Castro then. He's a 75 overall. So we'd be losing out on like 2 overall. 87 excel. His block shed is a 40, or that's his break sack. His block shed is a 69, nice. His finesse moves are a 69, nice. Hit power is a 77. Why do they have to make this so difficult? 79 speed to 78 speed. ...80 tackling... 80 zone coverage, though. Oh, man. These guys are just like... They're two guys that I don't really want to cut. Because they fit different things. Like, they're both good at individual things that we could use. I guess we have Jason Bailey. How good is Jason Bailey? He's got 79 zone coverage. Acera's got 68. 77 tackling. 80 speed. This is super tricky. Super, super tricky. 63 man coverage. That's not too bad because linebackers aren't really in man coverage a lot. 83 jumping. But he's got 86 hit power. 53 finesse moves, though. His block shed's a 71. I think Jason Bailey's a guy that we keep around. Is Acera the guy that we cut? I don't think we can cut Alex Trejo. I think he's got value. I think we got to keep him around. So it's got to be either Acera or probably Castro, but a lot of these guys do things that I like. I mean, they're all very solid players. Acera's probably the guy, though, right? He's probably the guy that gets cut. Yeah, I'm going to cut him. Oh, I hated that. I hated that a lot. I did not want to encourage him to transfer. I really didn't, but I had to. We had to make it work. Somebody had to get got, and it was him. All right, so here is the moment of truth. We play in the Mountain West Conference currently. We will not be playing in the Mountain West Conference anymore. We are simply better than pretty much every team here, and that showed in our season last year. So we are going to be reviving the Pac-12. It's going to be pretty fun. So who is going to leave their conference along with us to join the Pac-12? Because we have now joined it. So who is going to be leaving the Pac? Obviously, we could bring the teams back that already originally left the Pac-12, but that's no fun. I'm going to keep the Big Ten pretty much the same. Obviously, USC is not going anywhere. UCLA, Washington, Oregon, they're all going to stay in the Big Ten. That'd be stupid to bring those guys immediately back. So let's take from teams that in theory make sense, but are teams from different conferences that have never been before. Like Memphis, but Memphis doesn't really fit geographically in the Pac-12. None of these teams. Cal does. Cal would be a cool Pac-12 team. Were they already in the Pac-12? Cal had to have been in the Pac-12 at one point, right? But I like Cal in the Pac-12. That could be a fun matchup. So Cal's going to move to the Pac-12. Any other ACC schools that we want to move to the Pac-12? Let's see. We could do SMU. That doesn't really make much sense geographically. Stanford obviously is the main choice, but we're going to keep them in the ACC. As far as maybe Virginia Tech, no, that doesn't really make much sense, does it? Let's go to the Big 12 because there's obviously nobody in the Big 10 that we're going to move. At least not to the Pac-12. What about the Big 12? Arizona was already in the Pac-12. BYU could be fun. I kind of like the idea of BYU. So let's move BYU back over to the Pac-12. What about a team like Baylor maybe? But Baylor's in Texas. We don't really care about that. Colorado's an obvious choice. Let's move Colorado to the Pac-12. That's a big matchup we could have. All right, so Big 12's done. Conference USA, there's not really anybody here. We should probably get Liberty out of the Conference USA because they always do pretty well, don't they? Although Middle Tennessee State's the one that's ranked. Independents, we probably should get Notre Dame out of the Independents. They're not going to be independent anymore. They're going to move to the ACC. Notre Dame is no longer independent. They are now ACC brethren. That leaves UConn and UMass. They can stay independent. Don't care. Mid-American, all these guys are going to stay in the MAC because where else would they go? The Mountain West, are we going to move anybody else from the Mountain West into the Pac-12? again. I mean, we're going to lose out on some rivalries, aren't we? Did we ever play Air Force in the Mountain West? I don't remember ever playing Air Force in the 2 years that we were in the Dynasty. I don't think we ever played Air Force. That seems kind of wild. But everybody else here can pretty much stay. Then the SEC, is there anybody here that we want to move to the Pac-12? Nobody here would really make any sense, right? Because everybody's down south. Doesn't really make any sense. That's kind of the obvious choice. What about the Sun Belt? Oh, let's see. Anybody in the Sun Belt want to get moved? No, there's not really anybody here that's that important to the Pac-12, or that makes any sense geographically, at least. All these guys are kind of on like the East Coast, so we move back to the ACC or the AAC, I guess. But none of these teams really make any sense either. I think the Pac-12 might be, unless I just move. But I said I don't want to do that. I don't want to move teams that just moved from the Pac-12 originally. Like, we could obviously move Arizona back into the Pac-12 and Arizona State, and we could move the obvious ones of like Oregon and USC and Washington. All those guys we could move back. I don't want to do that. That's no fun. I want to move teams that are newer. Maybe we go away from geographics, because obviously the Big Ten has no bearing on geographical locations. I mean, all these teams are in the Big Ten that should not be, or at least geographically should not be. So maybe we don't care about geographics. Maybe we move somebody from the SEC who doesn't care about geographically. Who would make the most sense in this SEC to move to the Pac-12? Maybe Ole Miss? But then Mississippi State would probably have to move too. Because if we're going to move Mississippi, we'd probably have to move Mississippi State. So they probably don't make the most sense. I can't break up the Iron Bowl. That's stupid. I can't break up Texas, Oklahoma. They just got here. Kentucky is kind of cool, but they're not. I don't know. This is hard. If I'm going to make Ole Miss go to the Pac-12, I'm going to move Mississippi State too. But I don't know if I want to do that or not. As far as other Mountain West teams, we should probably... I'm going to put... UConn is going to go to the... UConn is going to go to the ACC. We're not going to have any independents anymore. UConn's going to go to the ACC, and UMass is going to go to the MAC, because I'm pretty sure they're going to the MAC anyway in real life in a couple of years, so they're going to go to the MAC now. Let's see. Who makes sense? We could move Sam Houston to the Pac-12 because of our rivalry. I kind of want to move Liberty to the Pac-12. Let's move Liberty to the Pac-12. And then we'll move... Do we want to move Sam Houston for the rivalry purposes? Because we kind of have our own built-in rivalry now with them because they beat us twice. Middle Tennessee State. If I'm going to move Middle Tennessee State over, then we should probably move Memphis over. Cincinnati. I mean, Cincinnati doesn't really fit in the Big 12. But they don't fit in the Pac-12 either. They fit in either the Big 10 or the Mid-American in terms of geographics. Utah is another obvious choice, but they were in the Pac-12 originally. But we do have BYU now in the Big 12, or the Pac-12, so we don't want to break up the Holy War. I just thought about that. So Utah probably needs to come back to the Pac-12. I just thought about that. I know they were originally in, but I got to keep the Holy War alive. So BYU and Utah now have to play each other because they're in the Pac-12. I almost forgot. That would have been bad if I would have broken up the Holy War. The Big Ten, I mean, the Big Ten's a conference that I haven't touched, so we probably should move somebody. Rutgers and Maryland have always felt like they shouldn't have ever began in the Big 12 or the Big Ten in the first place. So let's move Maryland out of the Big Ten. They probably would like that. They're gonna move to where they used to be probably. No, the ACC is pretty full. They don't need to be in the ACC. They're going to move. Where does Maryland go? They're going to move. Maryland's going to go to the Big 12. I know that seems kind of weird, but they're going to go to the Big 12. And then Rutgers is going to go to the Sun Belt. No, I'm just kidding. They're not going to go to the Sun Belt. They're going to go... I mean, Rutgers could go to the Pac-12. That could be pretty fun. But they're not going to. They're going to go to... I mean, Temple's over here. And Temple's like in that New York area, isn't it? I'm pretty sure. Or Philadelphia, I mean. It might be in the Philadelphia area. Let's move Rutgers to the American. Okay, so the Big Ten gets a little bit smaller. But now it's a power conference. I mean, look at all these teams in here. Then we've got the Big 12. What's a conference that I haven't really touched? I touched the SEC. Oh, no, I didn't touch the SEC. I left that go. That's right. I'd probably like to add... we probably need to move somebody out of the ACC. That's a pretty hefty conference. Now, especially when I added Notre Dame and UConn. So we probably need to move somebody else away from the ACC. There's a lot of teams in here. Wake Forest is god-awful. Who should we lose? Who should leave the ACC? I mean, obviously, we talked about Stanford. I don't want to just take teams that were in the Pac-12 previously. That's one of the reasons why we didn't take USC or Washington or stuff like that. I kind of like the idea of SMU. It's either SMU or NC State. But NC State plays North Carolina, so I can't take them away. So SMU is the obvious choice. SMU is going to go to the Pac-12. SMU is going to go to the Pac-12. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 teams in the Pac-12. That's a fairly substantial conference. We should probably make it 10 teams to make it like the Pac-10. But who's that 10th team? Who is that 10th team that moves from a conference? Is it going to be somebody from the SEC? Because we haven't touched them yet. Or have we? We might have moved somebody from the SEC. I can't remember exactly. Oh, I mean, Vanderbilt. Where's Vanderbilt at? Is Vanderbilt in Tennessee? Let me look up quickly where Vanderbilt's at. Where does Vanderbilt location? Vanderbilt University. It is in Tennessee. I thought it was in Tennessee. It's in Nashville. That doesn't really fit the Pac-12, but neither does SMU, really, if you think about it. South Carolina is in the SEC. Kentucky, Missouri, Tennessee, Arkansas. I don't really know where to go. No more independent teams. The Conference USA is going to stay the same because I kind of want to move Sam Houston out of the Conference USA and move him to the Pac-12 because that's our rivalry. You know what? Let's do it. We were looking for that 10th team. Sam Houston's that 10th team. They're our rival. We're going to move them into the Pac-12. Well, now it's the Pac-10. Is that everybody that I want to move? ACC has got UConn and Notre Dame now in it. The Big Ten loses Rutgers and Maryland. That's not a big difference. The Big 12 loses a couple people, but they add in Maryland now. Then you've got Conference USA. You've got no more whatchamacallits independence. UMass is now in the MAC. Mountain West loses us. Pac-12 is revived. The SEC loses a team or two maybe, and the Sun Belt stays the same. I think that's pretty fun. Our new conference is now the Pac-12. So, and we need to make sure that the rules are right. So we are now, I can't change the name. I would change it to the Pac-10, but I can't change the name. The championship game location is Allegiant Stadium. I don't really want that. That's that's Vegas. Isn't there already a conference game that plays in Vegas? I don't remember. What other stadiums do I have? Bank of America. I don't really know where that's at. Caesar Superdome, Camping World, Commanders Stadium. That's kind of wild. The Cotton Bowl, Ford Field. Is there a West Coast team? MetLife, Nissan, Energy Stadium. That's Houston. Raymond James, the Rose Bowl. The Rose Bowl's cool because that's UCLA. That's their place. SoFi would make sense. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. State Farm Stadium. That's Arizona, right? I'm pretty sure. Okay, so there's not many stadiums. Rose Bowl or SoFi make the most sense. Do we want to go to the Rose Bowl or do we want to go to SoFi? I think we want to go to SoFi. And then it's top teams by conference record or top division leaders by conference. Let's go top teams by conference record. That'll be the criteria. Number of conference games. There's 10 schools in the Pac-12, so we'll do 5 conference games. That way we play 5 teams and then 5 teams the next year. I wish I could change division. I wish I could change the name of it to make it the Pac-10, but I can't. So that's how the Pac-12 will work now. Because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 schools in the Pac-10 again, or the Pac-12. That'll be conference, whatchamacallits. That'll be the custom conferences. We enter a new conference. It's a new beginning. It is a new beginning. And now that rivalry game with Houston is now a conference game, so that's going to be pretty fun. Okay, so the custom schedule. We're number 16 in the preseason? That's disrespectful. How are you going to give us number 16 in the preseason? We can't play Sam Houston? They didn't give us Sam Houston. That's crazy. How do you not give us Sam Houston? Regenerate the schedule. No known games will be kept. Any games already known by World will not be carried over in regeneration, including any changes you made since then on the screen. No, I just got here, so confirm the changes. Give me Sam Houston. They didn't give me Sam Houston again. I don't think I can schedule them, can I? That's kind of brutal. I wanted to play them. I shouldn't have put them in the freaking thing. Okay, so week 0, we're not playing anybody. Week 0 is an open week. They want us to have a rematch against Penn State. At Beaver Stadium. I'm down for it, but I'm not going to go to Beaver Stadium. They're going to come to us. We're not going to play Alabama. That's kind of insane. We are going to play... I'm so mad I can't schedule Sam Houston. I shouldn't have put him in the freaking conference, man. How am I going to get my revenge on them? Oh, now we have to wait another year. Let's see. Who do we want to play here in week number 2? Let's play... I want to play a team that we've never played before. We never played Notre Dame, but that might be asking too much. I don't want to get too crazy. Where do we want to play at? Texas Tech could be cool. This is probably going to be a road game, so we got to think about that too. What stadium do we want to play in? I'd play at Northwestern if we could play at the Cubs ballpark in Wrigley. Kansas would be kind of interesting. Duke would be interesting. I don't think I've ever played Duke. Let's play Duke, and we'll go to their place. We're not playing FCS West or FCS Southwest, whatever the heck they are. We're not doing that. So, how many buys are we going to have? We have the open week, and then we have a buy right before we get like deep into this stuff, the conference stuff. How many home games are we going to have, though? We'll have 1, 2... Well, we're not playing Georgia State. Conference home games, we have 1, 2, 3, and then we'll keep Syracuse around. So that's 4 home games. That's pretty good. That's a lot of recruiting stuff. All right, so this probably needs to be a road game, whoever we play against. So we never played Air Force. We might want to play Air Force. Or maybe we don't. Cincinnati could be interesting. I mean, Minnesota's ranked. I don't know if they'll be ranked by the time we play them, but they are ranked right now in the preseason. So it's Pitt. We've played Pitt before. Not in Hawaii, but we've played Pitt before. We could play Bengals Tulane Dynasty. Virginia Tech, the Hokies. Probably should be a ranked team. Probably should be a ranked team that we play. Texas. I mean, they did just lose a lot of people. Minnesota, Kentucky, Kansas State, Georgia. I'm kind of leaning towards Kentucky. Let's play Kentucky. We'll go on the road to Kentucky. They're ranked at least right now at Kroger Field. Okay. So we have a home game to open up the season against Penn State, the rematch. Then we have 3 straight away games. I'll keep Iowa State on the schedule. That's kind of cool. 3 straight away games. Then we have another home game. Who's this going to be against? One more home game. That could be against Baylor. Let's do Baylor. I've never played Baylor. So we'll play Baylor at home. Then we have our bye week to get ready for opening up of conference play. We have 5 conference games. So we have BYU, California, Colorado, Washington State, and then Oregon State and Syracuse. I think that's a pretty fun schedule. And then we have a bye week before we get into like conference championship stuff. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away games. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 home games. I'm fine with the 6-5 split because that helps us get recruits. So I think that's a cool schedule. We will, what? User teams whose schedule don't meet the desired requirements? Who doesn't meet the desired requirement? What the heck? What does that mean? What does not mean? There are user teams whose schedules don't meet the desired requirements. How do you like to proceed? I don't know what that means. How did they not meet the desired requirements when they were available to schedule? What does auto fix schedule do? What did that do? Okay. So it switched. And now we play week 0 against Georgia State. I guess that's okay. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 home games and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 home games. So now we have a 7-5 split. I'd probably rather play week 13 than week 0. Can I change that? Can I not schedule a week 0 game and play a week 13 game? Hopefully this works. We'll play... I don't want to play anybody too tough because it's the end of the season. Can I do like an SEC scheduling to schedule like a non-power school? Tulsa, Georgia Tech, Louisville. I mean, there's not a whole lot of options here. We can schedule Georgia Tech, I guess. But it'd probably have to be an away game because that would even up the stuff at least. All right, is that going to let me go? Save changes? Okay, perfect. I don't know what the thing was talking about where it wouldn't let me do that stuff, but whatever. That's going to be the end of the offseason episode. I will go into recruiting off camera and I will set it up. We have 625 hours to work with. Is there any top prospects interested in coming here? There is a free safety that we have a shot at. The number 1 quarterback in the country has our pro potential needs to get up. He's got a deal breaker on us for pro potential that needs to get up a little bit. But there is a 5-star quarterback that is interested, but he's a field general. Okay, so I'm going to go through on the recruiting, set up the recruiting board, and then in the next episode, we will take a look at all that stuff. Although, I guess we could take a look at preseason All-Americans, see if we have anybody. Noah Fafidi's here. Do we have any preseason National All-Americans? No first team. What about second team? Really? No second team preseason All-Americans? What about Pac-12? So we've got first team preseason Pac-12 All-Americans. Nobody. Insane. Second team is Ashlock. All right, they're doubting us. They're doubting us heavy. They are doubting us very, very heavy. But we have moved conferences now, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the Pac-10. I guess Pac-12, technically, but there's 10 schools. So we have revived the Pac-12, and we are now in a new conference. We are getting a rematch against Penn State in week number 2, right? Yeah, whatever it is. We're getting a rematch against Penn State for the national championship. That's pretty fun. Well, it's not for the national championship, but it's a national championship rematch. And next season, year number 3 is going to be pretty crazy because we are going to be starting our true freshman number 2 player in the entire country, Leo Van Dyke, the 5-star. He's going to start at quarterback for us. It's going to be pretty fun. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.